In this video, I want to share with you a tip to help you feel great and maintain a healthy weight. This tip involves sweetened beverages. It's no secret that America has an obesity problem, and sugar is one of the biggest culprits. One of the most harmful methods of us getting in that sugar is through sweetened beverages. There are multiple reasons for that. To start with, I'm not going to get too technical with my explanation of sugar, but sugar, in this case, we're talking about sucrose or table sugar, which is about 50% glucose, 50% fructose. Now, other sweeteners are pretty close to this. High fructose corn syrup is 55% fructose to 45%, and across the board with different sweeteners, but they're all pretty similar. They're all a blend of glucose and fructose. Glucose, we know, is one of the leading causes of diabetes. We also know that it is addictive, operating on the dopamine centers in the same way that addictive drugs do. Glucose is what videos or doctors are talking about when they talk about your blood sugar. As your glucose rises, your body releases insulin to help keep the glucose at a manageable level. Over time, your body becomes resistant to insulin, and more glucose is in your system, more and more insulin is in your system. And the real issue there is both insulin and glucose are inflammatory, so over time your system gets more and more inflamed, and diabetes causes a whole host of conditions that you really don't want. Now, fructose doesn't trigger this cascade in the same way. Fructose goes to the liver first, where it's converted into glucose, which slows the whole process down. And that sounds like a good thing, but what we're finding is that fructose is equally problematic. One of the things fructose does is it shuts down the brain's ability to recognize whether it's full or not. They've done studies with kids where they give them a sweetened beverage before going to a fast food restaurant, and they found that not only did the kids that had the beverage first eat as much food as the other kids, they actually ate more food than the other kids. So when you combine these two, you can see where the problem arises. Glucose causes diabetes, it causes all these health problems, it also causes you to gain weight. Fructose causes you to not feel as full, so you're craving even more food. Compounding that, when we're talking about sweetened beverages, is the fact that the brain doesn't recognize calories coming in from beverages at all in terms of satiety. So whatever you drink is not going to help you feel more full, provided it's liquid. Things like smoothies are different because that has solid matter and fiber in there, which does trigger your brain to tell you that it is getting food and will recognize that as being full. Also in sweetened beverages, I'm including diet drinks. Now, diet drinks, their sweeteners don't have the same glucose-fructose balance, so it seems like a good idea, right? You don't have that, you don't have calories. But what they're finding with diet drinks is that the net effect is the same as whether you're drinking a non-diet drink. Diet drink users in general put on weight in the same way that people who aren't drinking diet drinks do. One recent study found that over a period of a year, they compared people who don't drink diet drinks versus people who do, and the ones who did drink diet drinks had a 70% increase in waist circumference relative to the people who didn't drink diet drinks. Now, the real thing that popped out of the page in that study is people who claim that they had 2 or more diet drinks per day, their waist circumference changed 500%. That's 5 times as much relative to the people who didn't drink any diet drinks. We're not as clear as to why this is happening with diet drinks, and there are lots of different theories out there, some of which are probably accurate. But the key takeaway is that if you're looking to lose weight or control your weight, diet drinks are a very bad way to do it. All right, we've talked about why sugar is a problem. Let's talk a little bit about how to deal with it. I'm not going to ask you to cut all sugar out. That's a life changer, and that's something I think is better for people in most circumstances to do step by step. So right now we're just going to focus on the sweetened beverages. I want you to set aside a time, 14 days, where you're not going to have any. No soda, no juice, no sweetened teas, no sweetened coffee beverages, nothing of that sort that has added sugar or added artificial sweeteners. Now, smoothies fall a little bit outside of this if we're talking about smoothies you make yourself or smoothies that are freshly made in a place that you trust that tells you all the ingredients, and I'll tell you why. There are a lot of smoothies out there right now. Even Dairy Queen has a smoothie, I believe, that's just ice cream and fruit juice. It's a hot term and it sells well. So what we're looking for in smoothies is that it's made from fruit and it still has all the fiber in that fruit. And the reason there is the fiber helps you feel full, which is one of the problems with sweetened beverages, and also the fiber slows down how fast that glucose enters your blood system, which is the other biggest problem with sweetened beverages. Now, I know 28 days sounds like a lot. I know 14 days sounds like a lot. Probably even 1 or 2 days sounds like a lot if it's something that's central to your life. But this is something that will make you feel better. After those first 14 days, you will start to see changes. You'll find it easier, you'll feel better, and that helps guide you through the next 14 days, which are your option whether to do or not. My hope is that you do, and my hope is that you feel better and enjoy the changes you see. Thanks.